Happy Sunday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 322. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I'm like so giddy tonight that I get to do this Facebook Live. I got new product. I organized it over the weekend, and I got the catalog all organized for me, and I have a really cute card tonight, and it's gorgeous. So I'm gonna put you down at the table, and if you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and let's get on with it. All right, so hold on. So hopefully everybody had a great weekend so far. Mine was pretty uneventful. Here we go with the awkward turn of the camera. There we go. And I think I'm going to squish up, or I'm going to put this up and tighten it. Not too tighten, otherwise we won't be able to move anything, and we want to be able to see. Okay, so we're going to put the light on the subject. Okay, so we're close. Well, let's see here. Are we straight? I think we're straight. Okay, so let's move it up just a little bit. All right, so again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. PenguinZ33 at outlook.com is my email address. Hi, Judy. Welcome. I saw you pop on, so that's awesome. PenguinZ33 at outlook.com is my email address. That if you wish to have this new catalog arrive in your mailbox and you do not have a demonstrator, contact me. And Stampin' for Joy is also my Facebook page, and my host code is E2C7X9VE. Now, you can use that host code when you have an order under $150 in my online store. Now, if your order is over $150, please do not use that host code. That way you can receive the free rewards that you will earn from Stampin' Up! All right. So we have lots of things to go through tonight, and this new catalog is something that we're able to go through now. So I can open up the pages and show you, but that's just in a moment. All right. So first of all, we have a few things going on. Number one, me and my friends are putting on an event June 29th. So registration is now available. www.thestampinevent.com is where you can check out and reserve your spot now. I have a card that I'm going to show you that this is an easel card, and you will get to make this card or something pretty similar. The colors will be what you'll get to work with. The Simply Zinnia online exclusive set will be something that you get to play with, but the designer series paper is going to be maybe something a little different. So it's going to be, depends on how many people register. I need to start cutting, so get those registrations in. All right. Then, number two. Stampin' Up! Is giving new demonstrator sign-ups something special. Now, in the back of the catalog, it talks about joining as a demonstrator. So, if you love, I'm going to squish in a little bit. If you love Stampin' Up! Products, if you enjoy building relationships, love being creative, want to be a part of a fun crafting community, and enjoy leading those creative experiences, well, then it's time to sign up and be a demonstrator. Now, the kit is, you get to pick out $125 worth of product. You get free shipping, but you only pay 99 bucks. Well, Stampin' Up! Is offering something special. You will also receive all those markers. I should have had this ready. I didn't think of it now. Oh well. All these ink pads, which are the InColor families. Then the InColor 6x6 Designer Series paper. And you will also get, in addition to all those products that you get to choose for $125, and you're only paying $99, this is $82 worth of product. And it's free to you when you sign up. So you would receive 5 ink pads, the marker, a mixed pack of the cardstock that coordinates with that, plus the 6x6 InColor paper. So here's what it looks like. Now the colors are called Peach Pie, and you get these, this is one sheet, so this is the front and this is the back, or, you know, it depends on what card you're using it for. Then there's Petunia Pop, Petal Pretty in Pink, which is something that has returned, Shy Shamrock, and Summer Splash. So that is the current sign up special for the month of May. So if you have any questions, you can always contact me and we can talk about it. So it's an $82 value that you will receive on top of the free shipping and the $125 that you pick out, but you only pay $99 worth. Okay, so now we are done talking about the housekeeping stuff. Let's make room for the catalog. Now this catalog is something different than you can expect. This catalog is something that I would say, if I was a new person to stamping, it would be a lot less scarier looking at this catalog than this catalog. This catalog is a catalog where the products are all shown, all out in their glory, but no instructions, no guidance as to how to use them. When I first went to my first workshop, I was like excited because the host got to receive the catalog. And back then, Stampin' Up! Did not have their own exclusive colors. They were not coordinated. So I was a deer in the headlights. I did not consider myself a crafty person. So when I opened up the new catalog, because it was new to me, I had no idea what I was looking at, where to go, what to buy. So this catalog is made for those people that if you invited girlfriends over for a night and told them that, hey, we're going to make handmade cards and you get to take it home. How many of your friends would understand where to go? Probably not very many. So this catalog is made with that in mind. So let's go for it. Now, One of the things that Stampin' Up! Has always been about is creating relationships. And ever since COVID, that has really kind of fallen back. So they want to put that back in and create that one-on-one time rather than video one-on-one. Okay, so they want you to receive the hugs and the smiles in person. So let's get going. So this is the table of contents. And so if you were new and you never looked at a Stampin' Up! Catalog, number one, the pages between 4 and 11 are step-by-step crafting. This is kind of for somebody who's never touched a Stampin' Up! Catalog before. And when you look at it, you're probably not going to be as scared. Pages between 12 and 29 are quick and easy options. This could be for somebody who doesn't have a lot of time. They have small kids on their hands. They're busy a lot, but still want to get a little crafting in, or they need something quick. Sometimes you find out that you're going to a birthday party and you need a birthday card, something quick. There are top 10 craft essentials, easy coordinating product, a basic card design, and reasons to craft. All right. We also have Creativity Your Way, pages between 30 and 91. You start from scratch, you let that inspiration flow, and craft something new. The Sweet Collections are in there, the bundles, the Encore products, and stamping techniques are actually in this catalog. And I have never seen Stampin' Up! Do that before. So this is really cool. The $1 Million Sales Achievements, Space for Inspiration, Reasons to Craft. You know, there are some reasons out there that maybe if you don't know that you've never made a card before, this could be something that could help you see that possibility go a little bit further than what you're used to. Adorable accessories, Sticky Business, that's one of my favorite pages. Crafting techniques, actually in the catalog. Color theory, now that is something that is really crucial, and we didn't even know it. And the color collections. So let's get on. We're going to do a kind of a quick run through of this. Now, Stampin' Up! Has two different options. This is the kits collection. This is something that you can go to online in the online exclusives and choose a kit. Now you can see some ideas of kits here. Now the reasons why there are no numbers there is because kits are offered 2 kits a month. Every Stampin' Up! Made that determination in the beginning of the year that they're going to show or unveil 2 kits per month. And these kits are while supplies last. So that's the reason why there's no numbers here, because you might like this cute little fish, shark, and frog. And it's a games that kids could play. You can have the kids put those together and make that at a birthday party. That would be fun. A sleepover project for the kids. Something to do with your grandkids. Now that kit might be sold out. So that's why there is no number there, so that you don't get disappointed. Kits collections are prepped components that are step-by-step instructions that you can go through the crafting process. Now, fun and easy projects that you can handcraft and give it to friends and families and coworkers. All right, number 2, pumpkin, paper pumpkin. Now, this is another kit, but this is a different one. It's a subscription program where you can go and get a subscription. It's $25 per month and includes the shipping. And also, you get to get this at your door. It's generally a 30-minute process that you can put them together. but it's a surprise. And you can also suspend the time for 1 month. Say you went on vacation and you don't think you'll be home. You can suspend that for how long you like and then unsuspend it. All right, quick and easy options. Here's quite a variety of the things that you can expect in that. These are combined simple projects for satisfying and creative moments and personalized paper crafting. This is going to be something that is totally, completely different coming up. Top 10 things that you, as a crafter, should probably invest in. Number 1, if you've never been to a workshop, if you've never heard of what stamping is, this is a good thing to know. Paper snips, absolutely wonderful, sharp instruments. Number 2, having an adhesive. Some people are team Tombow glue, some people are team Stampin' Seal. It is your choice, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Number 3, dimensionals, 2 different sizes. Number 4, choosing your ink pads. Now, this one here offers a variety of Stampin' Spots in different colors. Blocks. Having a block helps you be able to stamp your projects together, whether that they are cling rubber or if they photopolymer. Number 6, having a word stamp set. Great. Having something that's all occasion. Number 7, punches. Having punches are a great way to add a little bit of spice to your collective. Having basic notes and cardstock envelopes, great choice. And number 9, a perfect way to clean your stamps, the Simply Chamois. And number 10, your demonstrator. Whether you choose me or your other demonstrator that you order from, that is kind of the top 10. The also I would suggest having is the Take Your Pick tool and then a paper trimmer. So they should really have a top 12. Okay, mix and match. Now, this is, like I said, something that Stampin' Up! Has never offered before, and this is really cool. So the mix and match products, they work together to make it easier. So you start with the card base. Okay, so we have 2 different card bases. And then you customize it by adding any combination of the ephemera packs. You can have all of them if you want. And then the Simply Said stamp set down here, and that is a great word stamp set. Happy birthday, just a note, hello, thinking of you, thanks, birthday wishes, celebrate, let's celebrate, miss you, yay, and thank you. Now, some of those things could go on the front of your card, some of those could go on the back of your card. Now, this ephemera package is called Saying Something, so those are all words. This one here is Something for Everything, and it has their die cuts. And then this one here is flowers, and this one here is labels and layering. So you can get and mix and match all of these along with that, and that's a great way to start. Here are quite a few things that you can do with the ephemera pack and the choices of the cardstock. Lots of places, lots of ideas. All you have to do is start out. Basic card design. Down here, Stampin' Up, I'm going to squish in a little bit, but this is really cool. Stampin' Up has put some inspiration in here, and you know what? Some of the cards throughout the catalog will have these by them. So you can see those little icons. So first of all, you want to have inks and a sentiment. Number 2, you want to have the cardstock. So you can have Designer Series paper, and you can also have the card cardstock of your choice. Then you get to follow it up with some embellishments of your choice. So those are basic. Also, the Stampin' Write markers. That's a really good way to start out as well. Now, the color family. Whether you choose subtles, brights, regals, neutrals, all our products coordinate with each other. And if you love, say, bright colors, the Bright family is a great place to start out. The color cardstock coordinates with the ink pads, coordinates with the Designer Series paper, and the markers and the embellishments that coordinate with them. All right, stamp sets. Now, if you see something highlighted in orange, that is something that I have. I'm going to unsquish a little bit so you could see it a little bit further out. Okay, so if you see something, that's something that I own. So here are some, again, ideas of what you could do. See this right here? That happens to be on page 22 as the inspiration. So they took this card or this stamp set and used the Choose Happy, and they came up with that design. Easy. All right. So here are Memories and More, some of the products that you can choose for memory keeping. Also, these products can make great cards too. So that's why they suggest the envelopes and the Stampin' Seal as your adhesive. So here are the two, the Thoughtful Journey Memories and More pack, and the Unbound Beauty Memories and More card pack. So creativity, whoops. Then here are some frames and flowers. It's a 12 by 12 Designer Series paper that comes along with some punch outs. So some die cuts in there. Beautiful. Now, you know what? I kind of forgot to tell you something from the front of the catalog, that when you see, oops, when you see the QR code, you can scan it with your phone, and then you'll get more information on the artwork. Also, some of the products, you see EN, ES, and FR. Those are in English, Spanish, and French. And then if you see the shopping bag, that's something that you see, like right here. It's the scalloped gift box. Scalloped gift card box. So that is right there. So that is something that is on sale. Same thing with the Elegant Edge tag topper, which is the really cool piece that's up there. So I'm just going to bring that in so you could see that. Now here are some fun packaging ideas as to what you can do. And this stamp set was used in some of the ideas up at the top. Creativity your way. So we're just going to kind of show off. This is where the suites start. A suite is something where the stamp set, the dies, the embellishments, and the Designer Series paper are coordinated. And so these samples here feature, one features the stamp set, one features the dies, one features all of them together, and one features the Designer Series paper. One of the things that I really love is that Stampin' Up! Has put the pictures here larger so that you could see the actual artwork of the Designer Series paper. Now, if you like to purchase the suite, the collection number is up at the top, and that means you receive one of everything. Now, if you see something shaded, say like the fruit and some of the flowers, know that those are cut out by the dies. Then also, if you see, and I'm going to bring this up here, right here, you see those stars. one die cuts out multiple images. You will see that throughout the catalog. So that is the Mediterranean blooms. Here is Take to the Sky. It is an absolutely gorgeous, I've seen really beautiful things done with this collection. Now, if you decide to purchase just the bundle, which would be the stamp set and the dies, the bundle pricing is down here. If you wish to see or just to purchase the individual products, it's underneath. So make sure you are putting the right number for your orders. Now also down at the bottom underneath here is the collection of the colors. Now it might not include all the colors, but is the majority of the colors that you will see throughout the Designer Series paper. The To Market, it's such a cute idea. This here, again, you will see some multiple images cut out by one die. Then, again, this is the collection number that you would put in the computer, and the beautiful colors written down here, knowing what is in the Designer Series paper. Don't miss the QR codes. And this right here, this card, see that little card? That was on the inspiration, on page 22 for that design. All right, so this is called Wildly Flowering. I bought this suite. We're going to use this at one of the, as one of my cards for the event coming up on the 29th. The Lily Pond. That is such an adorable idea. I love the frog. So everything that you see over here was made with the products over here. Thoughtful Journey, stunning artwork. Stampin' Up! Has artists that design their own Designer Series paper. This is a mega suite. This is called the Country Woods Suite Collection. A mega suite, right now, in this particular one, contains two stamp sets. Now, when you buy the suite collection, you get both stamp sets and the dies. You also save the 10% that you would for the bundle pricing. You would receive these really cool, and they're called the Basic Gray and Smoky Slate Pearls. I will be showing those to you later, as well as the beautiful ribbon and this Designer Series paper. I did not get anything else on this suite, but I have samples to show, not of cards, but I have everything to show you of what I purchased. The Unbound Beauty Suite Collection. Again, this is absolutely gorgeous, and it is a two-pager. Now, one of the things that you've noticed is that these stamp sets and the dies are kind of larger. What that means in this catalog is that they're new. We will come up to something that's called Encore, and those will be shown at a smaller size so that they could fit them all in this catalog. Then, so you will be able to see these much better. Back in the old catalog, you would see the stamp set and you would see the dies at a really small picture. Now you get to see all of them in pretty good detail. This is where you would find the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. It's on page 56. You can scan that QR code, and then down here is the machine numbers and the cutting plates. So we call this the Mini Boss and the Big Boss. Now, this is actually where the bundles start. So a bundle means a stamp set and the dies coordinate with each other, and you save 10%. Now, this one is an actual bundle with decorative masks that coordinate with this. So that is part of the bundle. So it is really cool. Now here, one of the things that I love about this page is that Stampin' Up! Did something a little different with this one. The Labeled with Love and the Keeping tabs. You have an option to choose the punch or the die. So when you get a punch, your price is $23 for one punch. You also get, with this one, the labeled dies. You get 3 of them for $23. Now, when you buy the bundles, okay, so this one here is the stamp set plus the dies, okay, so that is $39.50. But when you purchase the stamp set and the punch, it's $39.50. So you need to make sure you're paying attention to what numbers you're buying. Then, over here, this one is the stamp set and dies when you get one punch, and then, sorry, one die, and that is $27.75. When you get the stamp set and the punch, it's $37.75. You get one punch. It is more expensive to produce the punches. So just wanted to make sure that you play that into your thoughts there. So this, when you do purchase the bundle, you save the 10%. Now again, these are new because you can see them at bigger photos. Right, Friendly Fins bundle, really cute. I've seen some adorable things. Hearts and Hugs bundle, that was something that the demonstrators were allowed to pre-purchase. The Pocket Thoughts bundle, I did get the Pocket Thoughts, so we'll be playing with that. Not today, though. The Round We Go bundle, you're going to make some really cool rosettes. Now, that's something we haven't done for a little while, so Stampin' Up! Has done that. The Cutest Onesie bundle, so if you are a grandma and you're finding out that you get a new grandson or granddaughter coming, this would be something fun. Or if you're a new mom, you can do invitations. Also, best friends having babies, it's a good thing to have on hand. Attention shoppers, this is a really cute set. I've seen some fun things and heard a lot of people absolutely falling off. Now, I just want to point this out to you. When you purchase, again, the stamp set and the dies, you get the bundle, okay? So that's the number right here. The stamp set's by itself down here, the die set's down by here. So make sure you're paying attention, but also, if you notice up here, the circles with the colors in it, that's going to be your color theory. So there's those little tiny things to watch out for. Also, on page 22, those inspiration ideas made up this card. So, showing you those little things. Here's another inspiration. So you just kind of got a sneak peek at. This is called the Bistro Burger Bundle. So if you have a love for hamburgers, or if your significant other have a love for pickles, I know some friends who are loving pickles. Tune in. Oh my goodness. This brings back memories. Scrapbooking would be fun with this, with all your grandkids watching TV with the rabbit ears. Okay, now Sketched Butterfly Bundle. I love the details on the stamp set. Now notice there's quite a few pink ones in here that that are highlighted so that they actually cut out with the dies. Spotlight in Nature. The bundle is right here. Now I'm going to show you something. We're going to be playing with this stamp set today, and we're going to be using these dies. So I'm going to need to show you this is a lot different than what it looks like in the catalog, and we'll be showing that off a little bit sooner than, hopefully soon. All right, In the Grove. This is going to coordinate with the stamp set that's that we have carrying over. The Loveliest Tree bundle. If you've been around since the 90s, the Lovely as a Tree was the longest stamp set that was ever in circulation. They decided to give it a parent or a sister stamp. So, Loveliest Tree stamp set. Beautiful. Here are some ideas as to what you can do with that stamp set and the dies. Inspiring Snapdragons bundle. This was something that we could pre-order. Look at all the things that get cut out by the dies and all the beautiful things that you can coordinate with that. Now look at up there. That is the color theory, and we're going to be, it's a little bit further down, so we'll be looking into that. Now this is again one of the hybrid Seaside Wishes bundle. So what that means is the folder has the dies inside so that you can cut things out and emboss them at the same time. Now that is a really cool thing. This is not, it's that's not something new. It's like they've had like maybe 3 sets that are like that. Now this is called Encore. What that means is these are products that have been in a recent publication. Now you can notice that the stamp set, see now this is one that is one of those hybrid embossing folders. So there's one right there. So you can actually see the stamp set, the dies, and the embossing folder done up. Now this is the Autumn's Leaves stamp set. This was from the fall catalog, and so it is moving over into this one. It is in this catalog, so you can purchase this not at bundle prices. So here is everything. There are quite a few things that are returning, and say like the Cheerful Daisy stamp set. This was a bundle in the past catalog. It was introduced there. Now it's now separate. Same thing with the Crafting for You, the Bright Skies. That was in the Spring Mini. All right, so like I said, these are the Encore. So these are things that are returning. Now, if you are a new stamper and you don't know what publications are, you could certainly type in Submarine Life in my Pinterest page, and that will show you everything that I've shown to get ideas as to what you can do with Submarine Life. Now, Stamp It and Shout. This is kind of stamps are, what they're talking about is the Cling Mount stamp set and the photopolymer stamp set. That is what we are all about. Now, let's see, down here, I just picked a page. It says 5 cling stamps. Okay, so what that means is that that is rubber, photo rubber, red polymer, red rubber. That means the red rubber is a cling stamp, and it's a great choice for getting that sharp, detailed images on your craft projects. Now, the photopolymer, those are great when you need a precise placement, and they are transparent so that you can know exactly where you're putting them and where you want them to. Here is what they call double play. Now, these are kind of coordinating together. What that means is Stampin' Up! Came up with an idea with this. It's called Planted Paradise and Sea Turtle stamp set. So if you see, say, this pot with a shadow effect, what that means is that you could take the stamp set, ink it up in one color, clean it off, flip it over, and then you can double it up. So like this turtle, if you see right here, that turtle, and by the way, if you receive this catalog, and you request it from me, it's not going to be spiral bound. Okay, I went to the store and did that. I put all the tabs in there myself too. But if you notice that this turtle has 2 different colors, so what they did is they stamped the main image in one color, cleaned it off with probably the Simply Chamois, and then they inked it up in the other color, so therefore you get a 2-tone effect. So they have several stamp sets. Now, when you clean it, you have 2 different ways. to clean it. You can use what I call the Stampin' Scrub. I call this the rubber scrubber. It's the cheapest washer and dryer you will ever own. Now, if you own a lot of red rubber, the Stampin' Mist is really great for conditioning your red rubber so that it doesn't crack, and it cleans it, and also, what's the word? Makes it so that it lives longer. Here are our blocks. Now, if you've noticed, A and G are gone. Those retired. I will be using them still. The reason why they cannot label these is because, let me grab one. They all have the letter on the stamp. So they would have to take everything out of their system, somehow get that off, and then I don't know how it's attached, but this one is number C, or letter C, I should say. And I have it in my stamp caddy, but I'm not getting rid of my stamp caddy because that retired. All right, we're going to keep going. Now, here is a place where you want to see all those little arrows. They're pointing you to something. Now, down here is the shopping bags. It starts with the Forever Forest stamp set and the Forever Forest dies. Okay, so it helped go in here. Now, this is featured. Okay, the Best Family Ever stamp set. So that was in a previous publication. So therefore, it's smaller. Then, if you want to shop in the online store to see what it looks like, you could click on that. Now, this here is a new stamp set. It's called Fields in Bloom. And so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stamps. All right, this one here is called Step It Out. It's a 2-step stamp. So you have an outline. So it says here, stamp the outline imaged first, and then number 2, stamp the detailed image or images on top to make customized designs. Now, if you were a new stamper, somebody who has never bought a 2-step stamp, you would probably have no idea what to do with that. So seeing this over here, great way to learn. Maybe it's a new somebody has only done 1 stamp. So now they want to progress. Also up here, you can see that shopping bag, and you can see that layout that they looked at on page 22. Again, featured product that was in a previous stamp publication, and it has dies. Same thing with this. So you only see the stamp set right here, but you can see when you go online more detail. Okay, this is a new stamp set, and I think it is one of the coolest things ever. These are the distinctive stamp sets. What that means, it's a stamp set, I should say, it's not plural. See the sponge daubers up here, the number with the, you get 5 daubers for applying ink. So that is actually something that you are recommended to use for the Under the Moon. So over here, you could see that you could have a day time, or you can have a nighttime stamp set using the different colors in between the images. So one of the things about this distinctive is if you were to here with me, you could see that these are made of little dots. So if your ink pad is super juicy, you might want to use that spoon technique that I have shown in other Facebook Lives. Another thing is you can certainly use the sponge daubers to get that coloring perfect so it's not gloppy. All right. Oh yeah, also up here, see where it says stamps or dies. So the Beach Day stamp set and the Beach Day dies. So it kind of gives you choices for your opportunities here. Okay, and then another thing, also summer or winter. One stamp set, 4 seasons, just change the colors. So this is the Grassy Grove stamp set. So you could do both. Now here, this is a water painter, but that number is not shown there. The sponge dauber, the number is shown up here. So the catalog is also kind of a scatter treasure hunt. Now, look at this one right here. This is called the Leaf Collection, and that is shown at full size. Now, down here in the catalog, everything is shown at a smaller size because these have returned from, you gotta have one, okay? And here are some beautiful ideas as to what you can do with the stamp set. Or should I call it a stamp set, and it's just the thing that comes out of my mouth when I'm talking about the background stamp. All right. Now here, this kind of shows where you see that design or that emblem. That means that when a demonstrator reaches their first million in sales, they actually get to assist in designing a stamp set. Now this one here, I ordered it, but they sent me the wrong stamp set. This one is designed by Margaret Van Vliet, and so this is her stamp set that she kind of got a chance to design. Now down here you could see other stamp sets that have featured other achievers, Sandy Hancock, Sandy Rule, and Natalie Travis. All right, now here is a great way to show off your room. Now I'm going to just tip you for a few seconds. Here is, whoop, ow. Okay, so here's my Stampin' Storage and how I have them. I have the coordinating dies under each family, and then I have the re-inkers at the top. I have everything labeled, and I have them in color families, and I have them in alphabetical order. I hopefully didn't get you too dizzy on that, but I absolutely love, 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 and love the organizing system that they have, because now this person in their room has their blends in rainbow order. Me, I don't have it in rainbow order. I have it in family collection. You can have it however you want. So over here is the blends. Over here are the stamps, and you can make that tower as tall as you want. Then the markers are in each one. Now there's a difference between the Stampin' Blends and the markers. Now you can have a cubby to put whatever it is that you need. The re-inkers are at the top there, and everything that has a number here has their ordering number down at the top. The Stampin' Mist, the ribbons, the ribbon holder, now we don't have that. The Stampin' Spots that are uninked. Then it has the number 7 is the Take Your Pick tool and die brush. We'll be actually using that tonight. The Take Your Pick crafting tips, those are hiding up in there. The embossing, the bone folder and the snips, those are up there. Now I love my brush holder. Sherry, hi, welcome. And then number 13, that's the stamp cases. So everything that you see here, and you might miss the grid paper, which is down here. Now, I love using my glass mat, but I have my grid paper, and I do use it. So Everything on here is something that I use, and the actual Take Your Pick tool is sitting right there, but you may not see that unless you're not paying attention. So when you see the catalog, make sure you look down here and just kind of get to know where everything is sitting. Showing appreciation. Again, you will see the shopping bags down here, and you will also see, again, the color wheel. We haven't come to the color theory yet, but that's coming up in just a moment. Small business, whether you make cards, you are a demo, maybe you're a Pampered Chef supporter. So maybe they would love this stamp set to say shop local. Thanks for supporting my small business. That would be great. If Pampered Chef or Tastefully Simple, is that still in business? I love them. Thank you. We haven't had one for a while, but I love those. Memory keeping. Close to my heart, closed. And they have been welcomed to Stampin' Up! And Stampin' Up! Will continue to add to the memory keeping collection, which I'm actually excited about. I do not have kids. I do not have grandkids. I have cats. So therefore, I do not scrapbook. So, but I love scrapbooks are just like big cards, but a lot more fun. Down here is the 6x6 designer series paper. I will be showing you that tonight. The designs, you can actually see close up what they look like. So that's awesome. Then we have the 12x12 assorted packs in the colors, the 8.5 by 11 cardstock assortment. Then we have the 12x12 very vanilla and basic black. The actual 40 packs are right here, but they're also in another spot. The thick is here, and that's the basic white. So the only thing that is very vanilla is an 8.5 by 11 and the basic 12x12. And the only thing that went away was the basic thick, very vanilla. So, not the basic, the very vanilla thick. So that's the only thing that went away. I got this that stamp set, so I can't wait to play with that. Now, if you look at this one might be a little confusing because there's a lot of things to look at here. And I'm going to squish out a little bit. Celebrating the year. You can paper craft for each holiday. So again, if you are somebody who had never seen a stamp collection in a book, it's a little bit more laid out for that person. So it's not, here's just our papers, here's all the stamp sets. The bundles are together, the suites are together, the embellishments are together. We haven't done that yet, but there's a lot of hidden gems through here. So like the Adoring Hearts, the More Wishes stamp set, the Round We Go, that was actually a new stamp set with this right here. So it's bringing that stamp set to something else. Pick your favorite holiday designer series paper and make a box with it. Okay, so this is the Merriest Tree stamp set that moved over, and the Winter Meadow designer series paper. You might not see very many of that, but when you go into the online store, you'll be able to see everything in its own color. Now down here is the wood texture specialty paper. So right here is something that you can do with that and color it in whatever color you need. Down here, Be My Valentine. These are things that are built around holidays, built around specific events like Valentine's Day or sending love. But this is in the Encore area again. So you might see more things in different places a couple times. Now here's some cute items for kids. Now this is the tender-hearted and the sweet peas. I really think that down here, Hello Grumpy. Now if that was in a different stamp set, I'd be getting it. Because I absolutely love it. Down here is the Nested Essential Dies. Now, you're not going to see the whole set. So then again, and also here is another one of those ideas, the inspirations on page 22. So they took that idea and designed that card. Watercolor pencils right here. So like I said, don't look just at the bottom, look at the things up at the top. The Take Your Pick tool, rotary craft tips right here, and the Wink of Stella. Now the Wink of Stella's number is not sitting right there, but it should be. I have a complaint about that. Just kidding. Because the Wink of Stella should be sold everywhere. And the mini alphabet stamp, or the dies, are right there, but you only see a few of the numbers. All right, so here's some new stamp sets. Invitations, RSVPing. You're invited, save the date. So here are some things that were brought over. The perennial postage dies. Again, not showing all of them together. And the designer series paper. So that again is something that you would check on the online store and get to see all of it. Now, one of the things that demonstrators were talking about with Stampin' Up! Is that it costs a lot of money to send these in the mail, and it could cost anywhere from $7 to $10 or more, depends, for the demonstrator. And if you're somebody like me who doesn't have very many people to send them out, that's okay. But if you're somebody that has, say, 300 people for 300 customers, that's a lot of money. So they kind of squished some things together, and a lot of the stuff went to the online store just so that they could have it more user-friendly for this catalog and actually show you tips, tricks, different ways to use your stamp set, techniques. But that's not on the online store. You can't see that as much. So this is the more idea book than this has ever been. This used to be called the Stampin' Idea Book. They took that name away. And this is the more idea book I've ever seen since I have been stamping with Stampin' Up! Since 1997 and joined in 1999. The basic white medium envelopes. There's that shopping bag there. So be on the lookout. Again, here are the color collections from that theory that they're showing you that they got the colors from on how to create that card. Now, these are not cards. They are home, what do you call that? Home encore. Decor, home decor. I was going to say encore, but that's not the word I was looking for. The Countryside Inn Designer Series paper. Very rarely does Stampin' Up! Design keep the Designer Series paper from the previous one. So this one moved over. So you got to see a little snippet. But if you were to look at, say, the Country Inn Wood Suite, you get to see a lot more of that design. Okay, up here's the pearlized enamel effects. So that's where it's showing you to use your craft mat. Now the number for that craft mat's not there. So again, be on the lookout for that. And again, the water painter. That's not on there either. The metallic magic. Oh, this is like a really cool page. The textured metallic paper. I have that. I'll be showing that to you in just a little bit. And up here is the oxidized copper specialty paper that came from the fall mini catalog, what we call the holiday mini. That came back, and that's the one with the, let's see if I have, here's the one where it has the copper and the Pretty Peacock. And then it has the copper and the copper. So that's what that one's coming back. But again, you only get to see that part. Now down here, the gold foil. And did you see that? Silver is back. They heard us, people. This down here is the silicone craft sheet. That should have been, the number should have been on that one because I saw that one first. Just my thought. But these dots right here are made with the enamel effects. Basically, this is telling you just dab a dot of enamel onto the sheet to create embellishments worth their shine. Now, if you're at a workshop or say a stamp camp and you bought stuff and then it comes to your house and you're like me when you get excited and you're like, what's this for? This is telling you how to use it. If you opened up your stuff and you're like, why did I buy that? Well, you see that in the catalog and you're like, oh, that's what I was going to do with it. So here is the ribbon. The ribbon is shown in use, so you get to see how well it basically bows up. What's its best, not necessarily best. I mean, I'm sure number 12, which is the Pretty Peacock and gold metallic ribbon, I'm sure that that would make a nice bow. But they didn't do that. They made a knot. So the knot is showing you that that's probably something that could go. I mean, look at these right here, showing you that that's easy to make a bow, probably great with cards. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, everything that's orange is something that I own, but everything coordinates with something over here. A couple things are returning. Now, here are the embellishments. The embellishments are, now some of the ends I think are new, but like this one here, this is new to this catalog, but it's moving over from, it's the Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. I think those were in the Spring Mini, and they moved over. So they're new to this catalog. Now, some of them have never been used. Like this one right here, number 27, that's the Iridescent Faceted Gems. So I like the fact that they gave you the, what they look like closer. But if you were to say like, where did we go? How about this one right here? Page number 14. The Basic Gray and Smoky Slate. I know where that's located. Right here. So you get to see what they look like in real life. You also get to see that in the online store. So you'll see that this one and this one are the softer color, and then this one and this one are the darker colors. So you get to see things closer up, and I really, really like that. This one's my favorite page, Sticky Business. Right here, this says paper and cardstock. So over here, if you see that, that means that that embellishment works on that particular type of item. Okay, so right here, dimensionals, they work on paper and die cuts because ribbon, embellishments, die cuts, and 3D projects. So like this one over here, the heavy duty Stamp and Seal, tells you that it's really good for die cuts compared to, say, this one, where this is the simple, Simply Essential, this one here. So wait, this one and this one. So either your multi-purpose glue Tombow liquid glue person or you're a seal person. I'm actually both. My card making, I am mostly the Stamp and Seal, but there are definite ways and reasons that I use that. I also use my fine tip glue pen. Down here, We have the mini glue dots, the dimensionals, the small dimensionals, and then we have the mix pack black dimensionals. Then also the adhesive sheets, the foam sheets, which is like a huge dimensional. Then we have the foam, and these are the strips. These are perfect for making those shaker cards. And the stamp, the tear and tape. I love, love, love the tear and tape. So this is a great page. Now here is a technique page. Now Stampin' Up! Has a new stamp, okay? So watercoloring. So this talks about the type of paper you want to have, which is the Fluid 100. The StazOn ink, so you can use either jet black or saddle brown, and then the refills are over here. And you can use the StazOn cleaner. Now, the StazOn cleaner cannot be used with your photopolymer because it will turn into a gummy bear. Not something that's going to be very tasty and very fun to play with. So up here, paint with water. So water painters. So this is the type of look that you would get using water painters. Pencil me in. So there are 2 assortments with water color pencils, and we played with those on the last Facebook Live. And that was number 321. And that's, so if you want to see how that was put together, go ahead and check that out. So, and then it also talks about the blender pens. So I used the blender pens using that. Now the Lifetime of Love stamp set's right there because you see the garbage bag, the shopping bag. Now the Spritz Bliss, okay, the Stampin' Spritzers. So what they did is they used the Fluid 100 paper, and then they used a stamp set, okay, they inked it up, and then they spritzed it. And then they went back in and stamped over it, and that's how they created that. Now the Pretty in Pastels, that is, you get 8 different pastels, and that's something that you kind of scrape off, and you use whatever, you can use the water painters, you could probably use a little of the blend, but you probably have a better look with the water painter because you'll have a more watercolor look. So this is a great page on how to go a little farther and give you some options with your book, your catalog. Now get moving. Here are some things that kind of have some movement. So like right here, this has a punch called Let It Slide, and it's showing you how to create that and the products that you actually need to create it. Then this is a peekaboo card, and it talks about the paper trimmer, which is right up here, and the cutting blades. And if you're in metric, then you can have that changed out. Fun folds. Having that bone folder is something that is an essential to get that great burnish. So just kind of pointing things out in this catalog, Shake It Up. This is where it shows you how to make shaker cards and the things that you can use, or you know, to use the medium envelopes, or you can use those thin adhesive strips. Okay, like I said, pay attention to that shopping bag, and you get to see all the things closer up when you punch that number in the search bar. I love that search bar on the online store, because you type in the word basic, and anything that comes up with basic in it, say like basic beige, which is a new color, and I can show you that. or basic white, basic thick, or white. Up here, the blending brushes, the Enduring Beauty decorative masks. These are the ones that were brought over from the previous idea, but also it's showing you how to make a scene, how to tape a shape. So you could, down here, you can use masking paper to make a really cool background. So this is also an how-to book, okay? Texture here, heating it up, having your Versamark. It's a tacky ink, okay? Embossing powder. Here's the numbers for the refill. Down here's your heat tool. And now they only show the toolkit with the tweezers, but they don't have the rest of it. So again, when you punch that number in the online store, you will get the biggest picture, the better view, I should say it. Plus the embossing pastes over here. Now, over here are the items that were featured in this card, talking about the StazOn ink. All right, so this is embossing, how to use embossing folders. Again, here's your folders that are listed. Now, we have some folders that are not shown here that are in the online store. So don't forget about the online exclusives. Some things were made online exclusives to make room for new things in this catalog. Now here, it's talking about blending and getting the colors of, because for a long time, we did not have colors to do people very well. Also, it talks about our Stampin' Write collection down here. There is a difference between these. Again, don't forget to read all the little arrows and what they mean. Color theory. This is the best part of the catalog, in my opinion. So tonight I decided to use Blackberry Bliss, and I chose the color Pretty Peacock as the other color that goes with it because it is equal. So when you pick something that's triadic, you pick it that it's evenly dispersed. Now my other piece was a neutral color, so I just chose the Blackberry Bliss and a color in here, knowing that the triadic would work just fine. So we have monochromatic and complementary. So monochromatic is using the color, it's one color that you love and pair it with shades or hints, or I should say shades and tints of the same color. So like Petal Pink, Calypso Coral, Lemon Lime Twist, Granny Apple Green, Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape. So those are purples, those are greens, those are a pink and a peach, but they go well together. Complementary, exactly across the way. So these are ideas of just a few to say opposites attract. Analogous, okay? Analogous are the three colors that are on the color wheel that are right next to each other. So if you were to pick Lost Lagoon, you can either go Summer Splash and Pretty Peacock as analogous, or you could say Lost Lagoon, Summer Splash, and Coastal Cabana. What colors do you have? Or you could go Lost Lagoon, Pretty Peacock, and Shy Shamrock. Shy Shamrock is a new in color, so you might be out that for now. Analogous, and then we have triadic. So those are the equal distance on the color wheel. So like red, blue, and yellow, those are always triadic. So if you wanted to go equal distance, you can go red, violet, green, and then yellow, orange, and then violet, yellow, green. Oops, I missed one. 1, 2, 3, green. Did I do that right? No, I probably went the wrong way. But anyways, you can read up on this and help you with your colors. Then we have the Stampin' Write markers, we have the cardstock, and we have the ink pads. So we're talking about the color collection. Now right here is the subtles. This is a calm, cool collective. These are kind of the pastel-y colors. So cardstock, classic ink pads, the refill, and the Stampin' Blends. Then we have the family. So if you're just starting out and you want to start out with the subtles, then you would get the assortment. So you would get a little bit of each color, and then you get to play with that. And if you love something, then you can go with the larger pack. Then we have the 12 by 12 card stack assortment, the designer series paper in the subtles. I have that. The marker assortment. And then we have the classic Stampin' Bundle, which is all ink pads. And then we have the ink pad refill, which is 10 bottles altogether. So that's like each family. Okay. Now with the Stampin' Blends, Coastal Cabana does not come because there's another color out there that's pretty close to it. And Stampin' Up! Doesn't want you to buy something that's not necessarily needed. Okay, so again, the same thing down here at the bottom. Then we have the Regals, and then we have the Neutrals. Now, the in colors, the new in colors were this year, okay, are Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, and Petunia Pop. These colors will retire at the end of this catalog. So every year with the new catalog comes a new set of in colors. Something coming in, something going out. So down here, okay, we have the new color Basic Beige. We have the cardstock. Then we don't have the 12 by 12 in Basic Beige, but we do have the classic stamp pad and the refill. Now, the Stampin' Blends do not come in Basic Beige because we have other colors that are pretty close to it. Very vanilla, we have the 40 sheets, and then we have also the 12 by 12 Very Vanilla. So like I said, it's in two different spots. The Basic White is 40 sheets, and then we have the 12 by 12. Now, here we have the Stampin' Blends, and we also have the Bronze and Ivory combos. Don't miss that. All right, we're getting close. Now this is kind of like the biggest page that you are going to want. I put a tab here. So up here we have the adhesives. They are shown on page 116 to 117. Embellishments. Now, all of the pictures are shown at 115, but you might see them sprinkled throughout the catalog. The metallic enamel effects and the pearlized enamel effects have special pages. Those loose embellishments shown also on these pages, but they're also going to be, let's see, the loose champagne, the industrial trinkets, and the frosted dots. Those are on those separate pages. Then you'll see the dies, okay? Then the embossing folders, those are all on one page. The embossing, heat, and paste. The ink and colors, those are, say like if you wanted Memento ink, it'll tell you it's on page 131. The Versamark will have that number right there. The memory keeping, pockets, basic black, memories, those are there. Now, paper and packaging. Now, when you see the designer series paper, say like Country Lace, that suite is not listed back here, but the designer series paper coordinates with the suite. So like the Country Woods, that's on page 51. If you go to page 51, here's the whole suite. So if there's designer series paper that you're looking for, that will help you find its suite that coordinates with it. Same thing like with the 6x6 Regals. the 6x6 subtles, ephemera packs, the grid paper, masking paper, paper butterfly accents, the scalloped gift boxes. See, these are some of the things that are kind of hidden if you're not looking. Specialty paper, like the In Color Glimmer, that's belonging to a family. The gold foil, the silver foil. Oops. I need to highlight that silver foil because I got that. And the textured metallic, I forgot that. And the wood texture and the wood watercolor paper. Okay, nope, I don't got that. Okay, so the punches. All right, so these all have pages listed. Ribbon, it's all on page 113. Stamp sets, everything here is a stamp set. Like I said, there are some dies and some stamp sets that moved over to online exclusives to make room for this catalog. Tools and storage, cutting and scoring tools, decorative masks, stamp cleaners, like the Simply Chamois. You might not have noticed that on page 17. So this is going to be one of those things that's number 9, top number 9, or top 10. So I loaded up everything I purchased, and the bundles, top 10, mix and match, basic design, Sweets, Techniques, Encore, Sticky Business. You don't have to label yours like this, but that I did to help me. So when I'm talking to somebody on the phone or doing a Facebook Live and somebody says, hey, where's that? I can show you. Now that is the catalog tour. If you missed some of that, you can always go back and look, watch the replay. Now, let's just kind of go through some of the things that I got. The Petal Pink ribbon. I didn't open these up. It's on page 113. This is part of a family. You can see the diagonal coloring there. Let's see. This is on page 43. It is the striped trim. This is stunning, and it's going to be fun to play with. And you know what? You could color that with a Stampin' Blend and change it to the color that you need to. Silver and gold 1/8 trim. That is in a pack. Then I have the 2 in colors that I purchased. I didn't get all of them, plus the basic beige. Here are the new trinkets. This is the adhesive backed metallic gems. Now, aren't these beautiful? Oh, you can't see that very well because it's shiny. So let's look at that. There are, they kind of look like rhinestones, like the silver rhinestones, but they're faceted. You could probably try coloring with the Stampin' Blends if you want it to be a darker color, but they're nice and shiny. Okay, I'm going to try to put that back in. Got that. Woohoo! Okay, the adhesive-backed trio, pearl trio. Now, these are new to me. I don't know if they were in another publication, but I put the color on the back. Fresh Freesia, Pretty Peacock, Calypso Coral. Those are very pretty. Haven't had a chance to play with them yet. The basic gray Smoky Slate Pearls, we'll be using that tonight. So I better be putting that back in my bin. Otherwise, I would be very grumpy if I can't find that. The In Color Shimmer Gems, I actually brought those out before. They'll be coming back, but not until mid-May. All of us demonstrators really, really like them on the pre-order. These are very pretty. Kind of tall for me, but I'll still use them. This is the Faceted Gem Trio Pack. They are, I would say, Pool Party, Smoky Slate, and Basic Gray. I would say, I'm guessing. The colors will be listed online. And then these I didn't these are the faceted gems, or iridescent faceted gems. I like to cut the side off. I didn't do that with these, but I guess I could do it now. Pull those out. For me, I'd end up having things get stuck on the opening. So we can pull these out and show you. And then generally, what I like to do is I like to snip, because they changed up their packaging. I don't like it. So I like to be able to see all the colors that go all the way up to the top. And I love how sparkly these are. Kind of have a pink and purplish or blue kind of hue to it. Depends on the lighting. Okay, so I got the Happiest Day stamp set. Loved the dragonfly, and I really, really like the thinking of you today and every day, and then you make me feel like glitter in the sun. That, I love it. Here is the leaf collection. Now, you could certainly stamp this and cut these out and use those for more than just a background. And then I got the sketched plaid. So this is my unopening. I got everything organized. And the textured metallic. Now you're going to see a glare on there, but if you can kind of see the texture, it kind of goes this way. This is bright copper, this is gold, and this is tungsten. So for me, it kind of resembles that purple, that silver kind of foil paper in the online store. You can kind of see the texture. I have them all facing the same, kind of like scrapes throughout it, but I think it's really cool. Okay, so that is that. Then we have the 24 to 2026 Glitter in Color. This is Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, Shy Shamrock, and Summer Splash. Now this punch is in the online store exclusives. So I wanted to kind of show you that. One thing I love about our glimmer paper is you could go like this and it's not on my finger. Then, let's see here. We have the, I showed you this. This is the in colors, okay? So I have the Regals and the Subtles. And so just to show you the Subtles, so you could kind of see, this is going to be the same in every family. So you're going to have the stripes on one side. I don't know what this is called, so I'll just call it a lace. You'll have the circles, and then you'll have the leaves. Now, all these patterns will be same. Now, you will get 2 sheets of each in each family. Now, with these, you will get more. Now, this is Lemon Lolly, so you can't see the leaf design very well. But it is certainly like glow in the dark. And this one here is the stripes, just because of the lighting. This one, it's like, did they even put any print on this? Boy, I can't even tell which one that is right now, just because of my lighting in here. Then we have that one. And that. And I really, really love the colors. And there's me writing on the back. So this is how I do mine. There's a little tiny hole down there at the bottom. That's what happened. What I do is I put this in a black Sharpie, just because it helps me read it. And not that I don't know what colors are in the families, but that's what I do. Plus, when I get done with something, I put all the parts that I break into, so all the cut pieces on the back side. All right, so maybe we will be able not to get this. Oh, we did. Okay, so the only thing I don't have is the brights, I think. Okay, so that is that. I got the pocket dies, so just to show you in life what it looks like is this. So this is an actual quarter sheet of cardstock. So the larger one, that's how big of a pocket you will have on a card. This one will hold a gift card, and that one will hold whatever you want to put inside. So that is the pockets. It's the Pocket Dies, Pocket Thoughts dies. I just got the dies. It's on page 62. Then this is a suite that I got, the Friends for Life. I really, really love the fact that you could say best friend, or so excited for you, thank you, thank you for being a friend, love you, miss you, happy birthday, best wishes, thinking of you, hi. Here is the dies. So when you buy the stamp set and the dies together, you get a bundle. Now here is the color swatch. Now normally I do like a 2x2, and you can't do that. You have to experience all the paper rather than a 2x2 piece, because you're not going to see that there are other colors on that side. If you don't like that side, you can always go with the wash on the back side. These colors are absolutely gorgeous. And I fell in love with the paper. So I had to do like this is a 3x3, a half piece. And you can certainly imagine what's the other 3x3. All these colors coordinate with it. So you have, I'm sure, cardstock that will coordinate with this based upon all those numbers. Now here is what the dies do. Okay, so when you look in the catalog, and this one here is Friends for Life. Let's see, Full of Life. That's what I meant. That is this one right here. So the hearts, the leaf, and the friend are highlighted. I tried cutting that out as a stamped image, and that did not work well. So I think they messed up on that piece, because this is what it does. Okay, so the stamped image has a die that cuts that out. That stamped image, so does that. I stamped that. I tried cutting it out, and all it did was the black ink, and it did not look good. So what you do is you take that and you put it on top of that, and you can have two different colors. This is a standalone. Okay, so what you do is you take this piece, you can cut this out all by itself, okay? But it needs to kind of be in like a square, okay? If you want to cut this out and put this here, this is what it does, okay? So it gives you this piece right here, and it has this part right here is attached to the cardstock, so you have to cut it out, okay? So that's actually, no, sorry. This piece right here, this piece, if you were to cut it out with this, you actually literally have to cut that little snippet off. This piece right here gives you that blue piece. But this is the only thing that cuts this out. If you understand what I'm saying. I tried to, I'm like, how in the world am I going to talk about that and not mess it up? But it's something fun to play with. So you can have two different looks with different colors, but they fit very nicely. Okay. All right. I haven't had a chance to play with it besides just doing that. Mike comes into the room yesterday or this morning and he goes, "Why were you up so late?" I was up until 4:15 this morning getting this stuff. What I do is I put my stuff on magnet sheets. I put the names on the back because when you're opening it up, that's where you have the name. But I don't have the name here because it should be facing this way. I have this wrong. All right, we'll figure this. This is supposed to go up here. It was 4:30 or 4:15 in the morning, but this is a beautiful, beautiful suite, and that ribbon and these dies go with it. So expect more fun to be played with. Okay. Then, now we're going to make, one more thing. The last thing before we make a card is this. Okay. So I got the birdhouse and the dies. So when you buy the stamp set and the dies together, you save 10%. Even when you buy the suite, you save that 10%. The designer series paper, that's actually the only thing that I pre-ordered. I wasn't going to get the birdhouse. But that birdhouse kept on saying to me, buy me, buy me, buy me, tweet, tweet, buy me, tweet, tweet, buy me. So this is one of the things that we're going to play with at the event. I have no idea what we're going to do, but we're going to play with it. All right, so the colors, a lot of cardstock. So that is absolutely like my favorite cardstock. And here is what the stamp set does. Okay, and the dies. So everything that you see in basic beige cardstock is a stamped image. Everything here can be something done in designer series paper or in cardstock to decorate said birdhouse. Then you have the flowers and you have the ways that the birdhouse can either sit on a stand or it can hang. Then we have the leaves. I love it when Stampin' Up! Provides us multiple leaves. Now, these two are skinny. This one's chubby, just to give you a heads up. Now this thing, I have no idea what it's for. It is this piece right here. So that's why I stamped that, or die cut it and put it there. Now this is right there, I'm assuming. Or this piece right here could go there. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so, and again, we will be playing with at the event. So that is all I got for show and tell. Technically, not everything, because the stuff that we're doing tonight is going to be new too. All right. And I tried to keep it organized so I don't lose everything. Okay, so we are going to be making, or I should say I am going to be making that card. And we're going to be using all new products. So we're going to be using, and I did not showcase this, this is the silver ribbon, silver lined ribbon, silver and white, and you can use your Stampin' Blends to change the color of that white. And it's page 113. We're going to use the basic gray and smoky slate pearls. We have the Subtles neutral paper that we're going to be playing with today. So again, we're just going to do this in a fast, I mean, we do want to go to bed before midnight, right? Okay, so now the card that after we get done making it, you can get entered to win this card. Now I have to get caught up and send my winners out, but how do you get entered to win? You like this video with a thumbs up or a heart. You leave a comment. All you have to do is say hi and share this on your timeline. Now, you might have a paper crafter friend that is on your timeline that has not touched their stuff in a while. Number one, we have a new catalog. Number two, they might be inspired after seeing this video to touch their stuff. All right, and again, if they haven't had a new catalog, they can always email me at penguinz33@outlook.com and request one. All right, so we're going to be playing with blends, so I swatched that out. The 2 3/8 circle punch is in the online store. It's in the online exclusive, or yeah, it's in the online store. And then the stamp set. And this is Choose Happy. I got it because of the penguin, and I love the fact that it says choose dreams, choose hope, choose joy, choose life, choose love, choose gratitude. And then you got all these cute little things that any new stamper would be great to have. So we're going to be playing with that. And then in the spotlight comes with the dies. Now this is something, when it comes together, you are not going to understand what's going on until you kind of take it apart. Okay, so there are 3 different kinds of dies. I put them on magnet sheets. When you come and see them, they are all in 2 different sheets, and they are all set together. So what I did is I separated all the lined ones from all the dashes through all the, I don't know, leaves, I guess. Okay, so what that looks like chopped up is this. Okay, so these all fit in. So like these 2 look like they could be the same size or pretty close to it, but you can mix and match and have them fit inside each piece. So you could die cut them, and I should actually have one unglued so that I could, you know, take this and stick that in there and see how much I like that. You know what I'm saying? Take this one and that one and put them together and see how much space is in between. Layer them up because you get them in 2. So when you look at them in the catalog, Spotlight on Nature, each color is a different die. Okay, so if you were to look at this, this one here is your biggest die. The next one, in its, I don't know, but they did that in, yeah, they did this all separate. This is all separate, and this is all separate. So that's why I did them in 3 different colors, so you get a chance to see how big they are and what they did. So I went and took this one, and we're going to use the 2 3/8 punch. So, all right, so I'm going to clear out my space just a few seconds, and that way I can grab stuff and know where it's semi-located, and flip my catalog back over to its original position. Okay. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to stamp. Actually, I got to show you what we're going to use, or our dimensions and stuff. So here are the cards, or the dimensions that we're going to be using for the card. A piece of basic white, which is 3.5 by 3. A piece of 2 pieces of designer series paper from the neutrals, which is 2 3/4 by 1.5. Then we have 2 pieces of 1.5 by 1.5. A piece of basic white by 5 and 1 3/4. A piece of basic white, which is 4.5 by 3 1/4. A piece of smoky slate, which is the 3 by 3 square. A piece of blackberry bliss, which is 4 5/8 by 3 3/8. And then a piece of smoky slate, which is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5.5. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit there for just a second. And while we're letting that sit there, might as well burnish that down so we can see the dimensions on there. Because the idea is to allow this to sit for a few seconds so that you can come back in, get your cardstock all cut up, and case the layout. All right, I'm just going to take a drink of water here. All right, boy, I did a lot of talking. Okay. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to actually stamp on here. I'm just going to try to put things out of the way so that way I can not get anything and know where my stuff is, because there's a lot sitting on my desk right now and I don't like it. All right, so we're going to grab the Stampin' Pearson mat and we're going to just take Smoky Slate, and we are going to use the dots that come in the stamp set and the hash marks. And we're going to stamp and sometimes I forget to stamp off and then change it. Okay, so filling in the center, we don't need to do that. And then we're going to do the same thing with the dots. And we're just going to move the paper, because I find that moving the paper is a lot easier than moving the wrist. Because then you're not always doing the same thing. You're going the same way. And you can go over, actually, I'm going to do that actually a little bit this way. This is what I did. It went a lot faster. Because I didn't care if it was hitting anything. Because I wanted it to be random. But I wanted it lighter in color. Okay. So then there's our background. And then we are going to do the same thing on the inside. Actually, we're going to grab the leaf in the basic gray, and we're going to kind of stick within the edges. We're not going to cross over the fold, but we're going to kind of move it around so you're not getting the same design, hitting the same spots. Remember I said when you design your front of your card and you make it pretty, you want to do something pretty to the inside as well. Alright, so we're going to clean that off because we're going to use that leaf again in basic black, or the Memento black. And, oops, wrong thing. This is the chamois that cleans the glass mat, and I cut mine into 4s because I have kitty cats. And also, when I do my stamp camps, which I haven't had one yet because I need to get everything. My apartment is pretty much organized except for my husband's room. And he is taking his sweet booty time. Did I already clean that? I can't remember if I did or not. Alright, so now we are going to grab this and we're going to stamp our flower in Memento. Oops. I meant to put the lid over there and not the actual ink pad. Now this is kind of a larger stamp, so I kind of like to do the ink pad to the stamp. Okay. And then I'm going to lay that down for a few seconds. I mean, you can just do it like that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so then we're going to cut that out with the punch. This is the 2 3/8 punch. Okay, just like that. All right, and then we are going to stamp the leaf in the black. Just because it's upside down in my hand, I might as well just do it this way too. And then we're going to use our Stampin' Blends. And then we're going to fussy cut that. So we're going to color that. Then we are going to ink up the butterfly in the Memento. And this is going to be the inside of our card. Oh, what is that? We'll flip that over because there's 2 sides to every piece. Now we're going to slightly have that at an angle. Ooh, nice. And then we are going to do the words hello. That comes from the Choose Happy. And this card, it's going to be a happy hello card. I mean, how cute, right? Okay, so now we are going to clean up all our stuff. I think I got all my stamped images done. And I don't like to leave the ink on my photopolymer. And I got that. But it's just a habit for me to clean everything off after I use it. Unless I'm designing. I mean, if I'm designing a class, I don't do it until I am completely done with. Otherwise, I'm just washing it, cleaning it, washing it. I mean, cleaning it, inking it up, cleaning it. There we go. Is what I'm trying to say. So, I don't like doing that. Okay, so I mean, we're not done stamping yet because we're not done with the front of the card yet. So, we're going to put that off to the side and we're going to start building our stuff. What's that? Whatever that is, that's sticky, so I am going to clean that off. Squeak, 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 squeak. With the chamois that came with the glass mat. And then I'll rinse that out after class. Okay, so now we are going to take, and we're just going to lay this down where we think they're going to be. And I really struggle with having everything, what's the equidistant? So I lay it down and then I do it. So, and then I spread them apart a little bit as we go. So then I have a better look at the equalness of everything. Yes, it is. Thank you. I totally agree with you. I saw that from, I think they got to pre-order that. I can't remember. But I was, as soon as I saw it, I fell in love. I love the line work. As an ex-floral designer, I am attracted to flowers. And now that I don't have my 12 gardens from living in the house, you know, now that I have an apartment, I have to see what kind of light we have in the shade of the tree that is in front of our deck. And we're on the 3rd floor. So I can't do sunflowers in my pots. So that's going to really bum me out. I have in my, what used to be mine, my prized possessions were my black bearded iris. They were the most stunning, and the Sylvia, the purple Sylvia. I would actually, when I'd be weeding in the gardens, I'd have people stop and ask me what kind of flower that was because it was so pretty. And then I had these really cool lilies that look like they were orchids, and they would spring up, and they were one of the coolest flowers I'd ever seen, and they did not look like a lily. And yeah, in my stream, and we're not allowed to feed the birds here, so we have a bird bath. So I'm having a really hard time because the hummingbird is not, I hope they feed the hummingbird, because she is going to be upset if she doesn't get her stuff. And then the ducks, the mallard couple that sits on the neighbor's roof, and we feed them corn on the cob. You know, I've visited last week Wednesday the next door neighbors that I used to live to. Next, I just drove up in their driveway, and And I could hear John go, "I know that knock." And he told Judy, he goes, "Get in here." And she gives me a big hug. And she says, "We miss you." And so gave John a hug. And she's like, "Come in." And she goes, "Are you ready to move back yet?" And I said, "No, I do not want to weed the 12 gardens. That's the only thing I am really happy about, is not weeding." All right. Okay. There's still sticky stuff there. Gosh darn it. Okay. So this is where we're at right now. We are going to get out. Oops. I forgot something. I did this because I didn't know I was going to do this. So here on the Take Your Pick tool is what I call the platypus side. This is the side that goes under your paper after you put the adhesive down, and it helps you to lift it up. Yeah, I call this side the people poker because I am the people it pokes, and I call that side the platypus side because it has a flat bill. Right? Am I wrong? No, I am not wrong. All right, so now, and I vowed when this new catalog came out, I'm going to be using more ribbon because I am not a ribbon girl, and I am, more about the layers and the whatever. So I vowed I'm going to do that. So now that we have that under there, we're just going to leave it like that until I'm ready. But now we're going to get the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine out, and we are going to die cut the circle. And all right, I think we can get the little one, because the little one, that's all we need. We need the platform number 1 and the cutting plate. And I see how that's just kind of slightly bowed. I like to mix up, and that one's cracked. It's loved, well loved. And here is the smoky slate and the die that we're going to use. Now, I showed you this the last time I did the small one. So I'm going to hold it like that. I'm going to put this on it just for shits and giggles. Oops, did I say that? Yes, I did. Sorry. Live stream, no edit. Sorry. Oh, okay. And then we're going to put this on top. Let's see. I'm going to put this down a little further in the back so that that crack doesn't cut it, or doesn't hit it. Okay, so we're going to put this one, we're going to stagger the plates. So this one, the top and the bottom plate, or the top and the number 1 and the top number 2 are at the same length. This one squished in just a little bit more, and that helps with the going through the roller. All right, and there we have it. Oops. We just got another crack. Well, we're going to still use it until it keeps going. I have new ones. I just don't want to break it out yet. Okay, so now we are going to take that out, and I'm going to take this plate and run that off. We're going to close this up and put those away. And then we're going to grab the die brush. Now the die brush is sold separately. So when you get your take your pick tool, it's like this, okay? The putty comes undone, okay? And then you get the dye brush. It comes with the foam part, and you can see, I don't know if you could see the light, the holes, cat marks, but it comes with one of these and then this, and then you just take it out. So I have actually two, and I leave it like that, protected in witness protection from the kitty. So just go like that. That one just had only one piece in there, but then the dye, you just go like this, and it clears out all those little pieces. And then if you're doing, say like you're making a bunch of cards, then you can do all this at one time, you know, and just put it down there in the trash. And when you're done with it, you could just, you know, throw it away. So let's put that back on, and then I'll just clean that out later. Throw that away and put the lid back on. Okay, so now we are going to color. This fits perfectly in there. Now we have other punches in the online store. So, like I said, Stampin' Up! Put colors or put things in the online store to make room. So we don't have everything we own in the catalog, because once you open it up to a newbie, it scares the crap out of them. With everything that we offer, we put a little taste of what we offer, and then they're not so scared. All right, so I'm going to sit down because I can't color with my blends standing. All right, I'm going to take a little water. Now, I always swatch. So let me just get, I'm just going to get a new piece. And that way I'll do it in front of you so you could see what it looks like. And then you go from there. So this is the color lifter. I'm going to just put that over there so I don't lose it. So what I do is I take, why does this seem unlevel? Okay, I always take my blends and I put them all facing the same way. My OCD. So the light, dark, light, dark. Okay, so this is Blackberry Bliss and this is Pretty Peacock. And then I have the nib tips at the top and the brushes at the bottom. And so I like to just color. I always do my nib tips at the top and the brush at the bottom. Now this one, you can, if you were sitting here, you could see that kind of it's getting a little fuzzy, but the color is, it's like the brush is breaking, okay? So it's kind of probably coming to an end of that. Now, I have always said that when you do this, you basically get, sometimes you get 4 different colors of ink. So when you have the blends, you're not just buying one color, okay? You're buying shades of the color. All right, so nib tip at the top. Sometimes the nib tip is darker than your brush, and sometimes your brush is darker than your nib. Now, those two on camera look the same, but they are not. This one is a little bit lighter. This one is lighter than that one. So this is the reason why, and those two almost look the same exact. And that one, wow, that one's the darkest. Okay. So now I know how I'm going to color my pieces so I get it to where I want to go. I am going to put a piece, I'm actually going to do it on my Stampin' Pearson mat, just because this is protected, and that way I can I forgot where I was going to go with that. All right, so the darkest color looks like the nib tip is going to be on the dark. So I am just going where the artist has those sketch lines. And I'm just moving color around. Okay, and then I'm going to go with the nib tip of this one. And I'm just going to grab, I'm going to just do it on my side. So I can direct the color. And I color out of the lines right there, so I'm actually going to grab my color lifter and grab that spot right there. I'm going to try to push it back into the flower. All right, we'll go back over here. So I'm trying to behave by not doing it too fast because these are smaller spots. I don't want to color over the lines. And if I wanted to, I could go back in with the darker. Kind of like this. Okay. And then I'll go back in. Can you hear the squeaking? Squeak, 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 squeak. Just like cleaning off the glass mat. I'm trying not to color outside the lines. I'm trying to behave and go slow. Some people like to do the dark first, some people like to do the light first. It is however you want to do it. And go back in. All right, now we're going to do the same thing with the butterfly. All right, see if I missed anything. Okay. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start so hopefully you guys have had a chance to see the new in colors. What's your favorite color so far out of the new in colors? Peach Pie, Pretty in Pink, Shy Shamrock, Petunia Pop, and Summer Splash. I can't say. I have a hard time I like the Summer Splash. I like the Petunia Pop. I like the Peach. I'm glad we have a really nice pink back. Even though I'm not a pink girl, I'm more of a bright pink girl. Okay. So now we got our butterfly done. Now we're going to do the leaves. So the lightest color looks like it is, the dark nib tip or the brush. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna go with, let's see, the darkest color would be the, for me, I think it's the darkest nib, or the darkest brush. But that's such a small space for the shading, it's gonna be kind of hard to get a variance in color in there. So I'm actually going to finish this off. Let's see here. That's kind of dark. Which one do we got? We can go with the light brush. Pray I don't shake too much. Otherwise, color outside the lines. I mean, I could have picked a different color, but I really like the, kind of like the regal look of this. You know, and using the blends really makes you look more like an artist than you are. Very pretty. It's like, go away. Okay, when you see that you colored outside the lines, go back in right away while it's wet and take care of it rather than trying to do it after it's basically set. Okay, all right, let's do this. Okay, so the darkest is the light nib or the brush. So let's do the brush. Oh, oops. Nib. And when you close these, you want to make sure you kind of hear that snap. Because if you don't hear that snap, okay, so then we'll use the nib tip. Nope. Go back in with the brush. Well, I want to thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight. I know that was a lot to watch. Kind of a catalog peruse. At first, I really didn't care for how they laid it out. And then hearing the reason why, and then kind of putting myself into in their shoes, remembering the first time I ever went to a stamp party and was just the deer in the headlights by looking at all the cool and pretty stuff that Stampin' Up! Had offered. And at that time, none of it was exclusive. So our girlfriends, the ones that started having all the parties, we called the markers that we had the wet and juicy markers. This was 1997. My girlfriends, they all had kids at the same time, and they went away for a weekend, like to a hotel. And I didn't have kids, so they kind of forgot to invite me. And then my friend said, hey, I'm going to have a stamping party. You want to come? I'm like, sure. And I was overwhelmed. And back then, I mean, it'd take a little bit for me to find my catalog. From there, I have all the catalogs. But anyways, they said, if you could get a catalog for free if you decide to host a workshop. So I did. And at my friend's party, and had a demonstrator come over and show how to, do that. Button Bear was one of the things that we had. And the demonstrator that came over to my house, she did Button Bear, and I'm not a bear kind of girl. I like penguins, when everybody liked bears and unicorns and blah, blah, blah. So anyways, they said, she decided to flock and heat emboss Button Bear. And she did the whole thing. The face and everything. And then she realized what she did. And she goes, oops! And she takes her finger, her thumb, and she goes like this. And then proceeds to cut the face of Button Bear with a red color pencil. And I was like, okay. What are you doing? And my bear had a red face like a baboon's behind. So that kind of scared me into ever wanting to host a party again. But then my girlfriend, the lady that I signed up under, said, hey Joy, I'm going to be signing up as a demonstrator. Would you like to host a party for me? And I said, sure. And she came over, and I was immediately in love with stamping. And that was how I did it. And then I had 2 parties with her, and all my girlfriends, well, I should say most of them, liked stamping. So I figured if I joined, I would have something in common with them so that they wouldn't forget me, because they all had kids. Well, that worked. And to this day, I am probably the only one out of all those girls still stamping. But when we signed up, we had, it was like $1.99 for the kit, and they told you were getting, I can't remember what it was, but you got to pick. At that time, it was Real Red, Yo-Yo Yellow, Brilliant Blue, Green Galore, things like Only Orange, and we did not get to pick a lot of stuff. I think we got like 1 or 2 stamp sets that we got to choose from. And so people today, you know, you pick out $125 and you only pay 99 bucks. And plus, right now, you get the new colors. And I'm like, well, that's cool. All right, so we're going to make a bow. Okay, so we're going to tie it right at the edge of that. And because it's at the edge, I do not need to have the mini glue dot on there to hold it. Oh, this ribbon is so pretty. Okay. So we're just going to trim that up a little bit. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to put dimensionals on this. I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. I'm trying to leave some space because I'm going to tuck some leaves in. So I'm going to stab and grab. Oops. Stab and toss. All right. Put those backings in the trash. Put the end on my people poker. Okay. So now that is going to go right in the center there. And then we're going to take our paper snips and we are going to and then we're going to come back in here. That. And throw. Come on. Let's go. Throw that away. And I might slide that in there like that. Oh, see, this one's bugging me. Let's see. There we go. That's what we're going to do. So you don't always need to make a big stamp. You can trim it off and make it however you need it to be. I mean, I love that. Okay, so now we're going to take out the silicone mat and we are going to add the adhesive. Just like that. There. I love that. Okay, so now we're going to put it on more dimensionals because, you know, I like bumpy cards. Okay, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, one thing that we're going to do before we put that on is we're going to ink up the rest of our greeting. The happy is going to go on, whoops, whoa, that would have been upside down. I would have not been a happy camper had I made this look really pretty and then stamp happy upside down. That would have really ticked me off. Okay, so we're going to put happy right down here in the corner. There we go. I'll clean that off in just a moment. And then grab our take your pick tool, stab and grab those backings. I'm going to put that right there on our card. And then I'm going to put the inside of our card on because we like everything. It turned out right. And make sure when you are using the Stampin' Blends that you do have protection. Just because if you were to do it on your dining room table, that may not work out well. And see how we're repeating the outside coming onto the inside. Now, I cut that off just so I can see all my offerings. I'm going to grab the darker, oops, almost did the outside. I'm going to put that down right here. Carolyn, hi! You are going to have to watch the beginning, my dear. We did a lot. We did catalog look through, and then we did my pre-order, or my order that I organized everything over the weekend for. And then, see, this thing is moving around, so I am going to put a piece of adhesive down. And then we made my beautiful card. All right. Now we have one more thing to do. Come on, go back inside. Be nice. right. There we go. Wink Estella. Alrighty. So, we're just going to take this and color up. And then we're going to go do the butterfly. And then we're going to swirl off. Clean that off, and then we'll do the greens on the leaves. Ta-da! What do you think? Thank you very much. Autocorrect wrong. Aw. I'm still alive, Carolyn. Oh, that's funny. You're going to have to watch the replay. And you're going to have to get, you know, starting at 9. Did I send you the wrong time? Oh, you might have looked at the wrong time I sent you. Which was, I think, Friday. Wait, no, was that last week? I can't remember. My weeks are running in together. So this is using the new Spotlight on Nature stamp set. And then you have the new dies that went with it. And as I said, I made them into 3 collections. So then that way I get to see all my parts that belong to each piece rather than having it all together. Because they had, like I said, they had like this one inside of here and this one inside of here and this one inside of here. I did not like that. My OCD was going like, no, 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 no. So, yeah. I made it easy for me to not get stuff mixed up. And so I know where everything is now. So, like I said, oops, wrong way. Okay, and then, that was the new dies. And then we used the Choose Happy for the greeting. And we used the new Basic Gray and Smoky Slate Pearls. And the new ribbon. I think we got it all, right? And like I said, don't forget to check the online store because several things that are still available went to the online store to make room in the new catalog. So like a lot of the punches and some folders and some stamp sets. So just kind of, you know, if you like something, punch the number in your search bar and it will come up. And if it doesn't come up, then either A, typed wrong, or B, it's not available anymore. So, what do you think of the card? Thumbs up. Thank you very much, Carolyn. So, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up or a heart. Share a comment. And share this on your timeline. Number 1, maybe somebody on your timeline doesn't have a demonstrator, so that seeing the catalog walkthrough might inspire them to pick their stuff up again and start playing with. some of the new things that you can receive out of the catalog. So here is, so that way it gets you into the drawing. Now here is the one that I did for my sample. So you could see I did the circles on this one and the kind of the lace for the one that we did today. So it turned out basically the same, except for the coloring turned out better on this one. So thank you guys very much for hanging with me, and I'll zoom that in, and that way you could see that a little bit better. All right, and I really love the Designer Series paper. From the only one I didn't get was the brights. I got the subtles, the neutrals, the in colors, and the regals. So I can't get everyone, just because every time I buy a lot of Designer Series paper, I don't use it all, and I end up giving it away, or not giving it away, but selling it at a discount. And so that way, hopefully, I will end up with not as much because I didn't buy it all. So again, thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Sunday evening. I'm still kind of crazy at work, so I don't know if I'll be back on Thursday, but maybe we'll do something again next weekend. So for sure, stop by and ask if you have any questions. If you need a catalog, send me an email. And I hope to see you sometime this week. Have a great week, and happy stamping!